Okay. And then we'll be good. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have Tiffany see if she can see us.
Or I may be able to click on it. Here we go. I'll just do that. I don't know why I didn't think of that. We're good.
Yay! We're good? Okay, we are live. Should we wait a second to get people on the link?
As soon as they click play, it's going to start from the beginning, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, guys. It's Katie Pineda, one of your diamond leaders with It Works. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulties. I've never done this before, so we had to create a whole new link because it was super confusing. Tonight, I'm interviewing two awesome rock stars, top 300 income earners with our company, and they are both, Erin Tweed is a double diamond and Megan is a triple diamond. So what I'm going to do is ask them a couple questions, and girls, you can answer them one by one. You can answer them together, whatever is more comfortable for you. Okay?
Okay.
So are you guys ready to get started? Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for being patient, by the way. Okay, so girls, my first question is why is social media important for your business? Because you guys are rock stars. I stalk your pages all the time, and you guys are just awesome at working your business on social media. So will you guys share your tips on why you think it's important to grow your business through social media?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. So I think it's important, you know, especially for me, I am far away from my family and most of my close friends. So it's a good way to connect with people that, you know, that way you can broaden your network, because we often call, you know, things your warm market, and that's just kind of your close-knit friends and family, but it's important to expand. So the ways that I do that, I try and add 5 to 10 new people a day, typically looking for people that are mutual friends of others. And one thing that I do with that is I don't necessarily message them right away, but I'll kind of just let them follow in on the journey. And I think it's important because you can only promote and, you know, share your journey with so many people, and so you want to make sure that you're expanding that and sharing it with others. So, you know, I think it's important to be opening your network each and every day, so that way you can hit different people, because somebody, you know, we always say that your journey may be, or your adventure may be the escape for someone, so you never know who's going to be watching.
Exactly. I love that. It's a great way to expand your business.
Yes.
Do you have anything to add to that, Megs?
Everything that she said is pretty much what I would say too, but one thing is that social media is so important, because today I actually talked to a potential, and she has been watching me for 6 months. 6 months. Now she is ready to join. I have never met her before, but we became friends, and she actually was like, I'm not even sure how I know you, but we're friends on Facebook, and I've been watching you for 6 months, and you're so positive, and I love watching everything you do. And it's not even just about It Works. It's about you're sharing your whole life, and like Erin said, your adventure and your journey, and that's what
exactly. Okay, awesome. Second thing, and I think this is huge, because we don't want to be considered as, you know, spamming people's news feeds or be spammy before and after pictures all day. So what are your tips, especially for new distributors and people, you know, who've been in the business for a year and who are moving kind of slower? What are your tips for, you know, showing someone, as John Eric would say, to be thoughtful and to share your adventure? How do you think your posting has changed since you first started? Just give us some tips on how to be thoughtful.
Yes, I know my posts have changed. Actually, when I look at my time hop, it's all before and afters, and a paragraph this long. Now it's like, oh my gosh, look at these crazy results. I'm mind blown, my jaw's to the floor. And then just, you know, emojis and excitement. And it's not even just before and afters. I'll post stuff about, you know, me drinking my greens. That's still promoting a product. And
Yep.
before I would do that, I would post a picture of like greens and explaining everything that it does. People want to kind of like get their minds to move, so they want to ask you the questions. You want them to ask you, what are the greens? What do they do? Instead of
Yep.
putting an advertisement-looking photo onto social media. You can put drinking my greens just got me 8 servings of fruits and vegetables. How awesome is that? And then I also just detoxified my system. That people want to know more instead of seeing all the advertisement photos and being
Exactly.
you want to, if people are commenting on your stuff, like if someone says you look beautiful in your post, say thank you, and then go onto their Facebook and say something nice on one of their photos, because you want to be just as thoughtful back. And happy birthdays. Then now when you see the long list of happy birthdays, say happy birthday to them. That makes people feel nice. Like it makes them feel good to know that you actually
Exactly.
care more about just your life. You want to, they look at your stuff and they're commenting and liking your photos and what you're doing. Do the exact same to them because it makes you feel good. So let them.
Yeah, building a relationship.
Yes.
I like that. That's really, really important. And that's so true about posting paragraphs when we first started with ads versus, you drinking your greens is 10 times more of a hit than posting a picture of the greens and what they do.
Yeah.
So, Erin, what do you have to add on? I know both of you guys post a lot of pictures about your families, so I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I will add, especially with when you are expanding your social media, I think it's important to not go and target those people that you just added, because you don't want to come off as, oh, bam, I'm gonna snag them as a potential lead. Like, let them follow you for a little bit, because or else it does come off as spam. I think being thoughtful, kind of like John Eric always says. And I watched a video by Jade Hooper, and she talks about posting about the F's. And I love that. And it was friends, fun, family, fashion, food, anything.
Yep.
People love to see it. And so, incorporate that in. Not that you have to post like 10 pictures of what you're eating that day, but, incorporate, like, if you have great looking food, but then your wrap cash or your commission check was able to pay for that, incorporate that. I think sometimes for new distributors, it can be tough to figure out how to make the business posts incorporated into their lifestyle, because a lot of times when you've been in it, you can talk somewhat about income, but talk about the friendships that you've gained, or talk about how much fun you're having, or how much you have in your life. And I think if you switch gears and move it towards that aspect rather than having to flip solely on money, you're going to have a lot of people that reach out to you just by incorporating those kind of things. So
Yes.
I always try and post at least one family picture a day, and always have the business attached to it. Whether we're doing something or an event that we could do, or we're all wearing our gear, whatever it may be. Get your family involved, because a lot of times, especially we all have little ones, have them hand out cards. They're all walking around like crazy and can't talk. Well, Wyatt probably talks, but so,
Exactly. I love that about the food and the fashion, because people want to see those pictures too. They don't just want to see our It Works post too, So that's awesome. Great advice, guys. So the next question is definitely huge, because I know, I see people post on the team page about how, people get offended by how we approach people, especially through, I don't want to call it blind blitzing, but how do you approach people on Facebook? What if someone messages you and they're like, okay, Erin, I want you to answer this one, then Megan, I'll ask you another one. So, Erin, let's say someone inbox you and they are like, hey, Erin, I saw those results of the wraps. Will you tell me what are those? What do they do? How would you respond to someone who's inboxing you, asking you about a product?
I always, first and foremost, say, hey, how are you? Thank you so much for reaching out to me. Because half the time it's probably people that I may have known in the past and I just haven't had that close relationship with. So rekindling that, and then I can definitely kind of switch gears to, oh, I'd love to give you more information. I give them kind of a snippet, and then I really try and focus on getting them on the phone. because a
Okay,
lot
so you
when you start sending text, you just never know how people are interpreting it. And so I think, if you can give them enough to answer a few questions and then get them on the phone, you can talk about their lifestyle and their eating habits and what they're doing and really find out what their goals are rather than just, a lot of people have this preconceived notion that the wraps are for weight loss. And so, if you give them all the information, they're still thinking that. But if you get them on the phone and you're talking to them about really their goals are weight loss, you're going to direct them towards other products. So I think it's really important to, social media is good because you can text and stuff, and that's what our society likes to do now. But getting people on the phone can really pinpoint, and so that way they're pleased with the products because you're honing in on what they really want.
exactly.
And they can hear your excitement. And when I was, like I said, when I was talking to my potential just a little bit ago, she was like, "You're so excited. I didn't even know, like, you're making me excited just by hearing your excitement." And that's what people want, is to, like, when you're on the phone, it's so much, you can get the message out to them a lot better than texting because they can't tell how excited you are about the company or about the product. But if you're on the phone with them, they can't. Or if you're in public with them, at Starbucks, they really, really can see the excitement and feel your energy.
Awesome. Okay. So, Megan, we're going to switch this around. Instead of someone inboxing you, do you ever randomly start the conversation first? And, how do you build that relationship first? Do you just randomly message them if they like a picture, or how do you go about that?
I used to do that, and I would never even get anything back, or they're like, "What are you talking about?" No, I'm not. Like, I'm not interested. Do not. What are you talking about? Please leave me alone. I will never inbox anybody unless they inbox me, or we have been talking and we have built a relationship where I can actually, maybe I know that she has 3 kids, or I can talk to her and I see, like, her saying that she's struggling with, money or this and that. I'm not just going to say, "Hey, have you heard of it? It works. You ready to join my team?" Or, "Hey, do you want to be a product tester?" Because they're going to know that you don't really care about them. You want to build that relationship, and you want to build some type of, communication that you guys know each other from, commenting on each other's pictures, or, reaching out to them, through whatever it may be. But I never sent a message. I did that a lot in the past, and I know why I didn't get any feedback. I really wait for them to message me. Unless I know that it's a personal post, we kind of know each other, then I'll reach out to them like, "Hey, I know that you've been struggling. Have you ever thought, about the, it works?" But I'll first start a conversation first. I won't just go right into asking them that. "How are you doing?" Like Erin said, always start the conversation, building that friendship, that relationship, the communication first before you jump right into talking about the product or the business.
Exactly, and that's so important. When we first started, we didn't know that, so it's okay that we learn as time goes on. You learn how to build those relationships and how to approach people. So this is another big issue that I see on our team page a lot, and you girls can both take turns answering this. How do you deal with negativity that you see about our business on your Facebook page? How do you deal with it, and how do you teach your team to deal with it?
I'll go ahead and go first. I really don't get a lot of negative feedback on my page. I really don't. And I'm a big believer in putting positive thoughts and positive things out in the world, and it comes back positive. So that's why every single morning I start with a motivational post or inspirational. Because that's what people need in the mornings to fill their cup up and get ready for the day. I actually get a lot of positive feedback, people messaging me saying, "Oh my gosh, I really appreciate you doing that every single day. That helps me." If you do get some negative feedback, you just kind of have to brush it off. You're one out of 1,000, hundreds of thousands of people in the world, and somebody is just looking. Half the time they may be having a bad day and that's just how they respond, but I always think about, like, I would never want to approach another person the way that they approach me, and so obviously they don't have good in their lives. And so I think you remember that, like, you take the good with the bad. You may get some negativity, but you can't let it get you down. You just have to go out there and fill your cup back up with the positivity, and reach out to your teams, and maybe you learned something. Maybe it was, you approached somebody in the wrong way and they got offended. So teach your teams that. So kind of learning from those things. I don't get a lot. I get it every once in a while. But I mean,
you just delete it? Like if you see something bad, do you delete that person so you don't ever see it again? Yeah, that's what I do. So I'm just asking if other people do that.
Yeah, if I haven't really gotten a lot of comments when I first started, if I see like a negative comment on the post, or they say, most of the time I delete their comment, because some of the times, I found out, some people may have used products in the past, but oftentimes they bought them from a distributor that didn't educate them. Because I have a lot of people that are not, necessarily my customers, but they reach out to me saying, oh, I can't ever get a hold of my distributor. How do I help that? So that gives us a need. So I think if you're doing the best and coming from your heart, you're coming from the good place in your heart and you're meaning well, people are going to see that, and they're going to know that this business is really about that, rather than those other people that, are kind of giving it
exactly. That's awesome. Thank you, Erin. Megan, do you have anything to add on to that? Because I know we are mutual friends with a lot of the same people.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the same people that talk, negative stuff, I will unfollow them because they're not the ones paying my bills. They're not the ones bringing in the happiness. And negativity is so bad in the world, and we need to make sure that we stay positive. So maybe it will go to them, and they'll be more positive. But if I have a negative comment on my post, I will delete it. Or if it's kind of be like they're negative, or they might just be saying something bad about like a product, or it doesn't work, I'll just say, oh, well, I'll message you, and I'll figure out why you think that, or, but I'll be very nice. I never start an argument. You never want to start an argument on a post, because for one, that makes you look bad, and it just kind of makes the company look even worse. So
exactly.
Yeah, like I've had people, in the past when I first joined, if someone said something rude, I was quick to, jump on it. Now, no, because we don't need negativity, and negativity is going to bring you down, your business down, and you see your team, and if they're like, oh, well, she's, defending it, I'm going to defend it too, and you don't want that. The more positivity you spread, the more that you're spreading it to everybody else. And
exactly, fueling the fire, you got to put it out.
Avoid it.
Exactly.
At all costs, just either delete it, and if you have to, say something nice, and then go on. But if it's more, then I would just delete and unfriend them if you have to.
Okay, good. I agree.
Someone. Make sure that you know how to unfollow someone, because some people don't know how to do that. So if you have problems, let me know, because I will show you how to unfollow.
Okay, awesome advice. We've gone over a lot of great stuff. How I want to end this call is I want both of you to speak to someone who, is completely, they don't know how to promote, they don't know how to, talk about it works on their Facebook. Let's say they're brand new, they're sitting at distributor level and they're not bringing in a big paycheck, so they feel like, okay, well, no one wants to join me. I feel like I can't talk about all these things that It Works is doing for me. What advice would you give to someone who's new and how to, start your business on social media?
I tell them to go in like 1 foot at a time. Don't make a big post. Hi, I joined It Works, and it's $99, and you can join my team for this, and this is how you make money. Take it slow. Hey everyone, I joined It Works. I have wraps on hand. Who's ready to try a wrap? People don't want to read paragraphs, so when you're starting, 1 foot at, literally 1 step at a time. I'm having, my first launch party, to launch my business. I'm so excited to start my new journey. That easy, because people don't want to see it. Don't overcomplicate it. And when you make a post, short, sweet, simple, not too long. And then also, when you first start, find a product that you love or you want to try and promote that product and talk about it all the time, because that's what people want to know, is that you use the products and that you're trying the products. If you haven't yet tried the products, then and share testimonies of other people using the products, or just don't blow your Facebook up with before and afters.
Yes.
I have family unfriend me because they're like, I'm tired of seeing bellies. I don't want to see any more bellies. So another trick is to post like, these are amazing results. Look at my comments, and then put those little like arrows down. And
yeah, I've been seeing that a lot. I think that's really great.
Yeah, and my dad's like, actually, that's a lot better, because too many before and afters is not good, because before, people only thought we sold wraps, and that's because all we post is before and afters.
Okay.
So
that's awesome. Okay, so I guess Megan, you talked about how to start your business when you're new. Erin and Megan, I still want you to share one more tip. What is your number one tip for, because you girls have probably 90% built your business through social media, because you guys, I mean, Erin, I know you have a full-time job. You guys are both full-time moms, but social media, I mean, I built a diamond through social media, so what would be your number one advice for someone out there who's trying to utilize it and they just, can't figure out how to connect with people or how to, just run their business on there?
So my advice for that, when I always tell everybody, is one, you have to post. You have to at least put something out there. So I always say, post around 3 times a day. Look at the timing of things. I always try and think about, when are people on their phones? Before they go to work, on lunch breaks, after they get off, late in the evening, before they go to bed. And so those are the key times to post. So being consistent is another, making sure that you're doing that every single day. I also say, change it up with your posts. You don't want to be constantly posting like the exact same thing. And then the other thing that I was going to say is, be real with people. Like, it doesn't have to be where, like, every single picture is this like model picture of yourself or anything. Like, people want to see that your house is a mess, or you've got laundry, or just anything. Like, be real, because they want to know that you're a real person. So I think that's really important.
Yep, I love that.
I was going to say.
I like to make sure that, like, if I don't post it about it works, excuse me, I make sure I post about something. If it's, like we said, the F's, my food, if we're out to eat, delicious, I'm so excited. You don't always have to incorporate it works. so sorry. Always have to incorporate it works into your post. Every once in a while do it, because they don't want to know just it works. They want to know about your life. So pictures of your kids, pictures of yourself. If you're smiling, it makes other people smile. So take a selfie. I had never, ever taken selfies before. And that is the God honest truth. I never took a selfie, and I never posted it. Now I do post it, because people like to see you happy. And also, like, post, like Erin said, when people are online or on their phone, laying in bed at nighttime. So I'll post a picture of, like, I'm so excited to watch this movie, and take a picture of the movie. Or, going to bed, just wash my face, cleanser, and then I put my Parage on. Now it's nighttime. Like, you have to incorporate your life into the products, but also remember to incorporate your life into the Facebook, and make sure that you're posting pictures of your kids, and just happy, no negative posts, because once they see negative, it's going to drive them away. Because they're not going to want to with anybody that's negative.
Yeah,
exactly.
And what I was going to say. So I think sometimes, like, let's say you've been in it for a little bit of time, and you've been doing all those things. Sometimes, you still may, like, get at a dead spot. So I think it's important to take social media differently. And, John Eric really says that the average person has 300 friends on social media. And so you want to make sure that your posts are meaningful. So, like, making sure that, like, if you post with pictures or emojis, those get you on the Facebook algorithm more to pop up on people's news feeds. But if you take a step back, like, start liking other people's pictures. Like, if you really like something, or you really think something's cute, like, comment on that, because a lot of times that's going to open another door to, other people, and somebody may have been kind of on the verge or thinking about products, or you may not have posts popped up on their newsfeed, but if you start liking their pictures or you're commenting, you're going to end up populating on their newsfeed. So I think it's important to create relationships that way, so not just only solely focusing on promoting and posting, but also liking
other people,
engaging
exactly.
in relationships. So I think that that's really important.
And like she said, being raw and real. A picture that I was at Walmart, my face, I was not smiling actually because I was having a terrible experience at Walmart, and I was just holding up Confianza and saying, "Thank gosh I have this because my blood is boiling." That picture had more likes than the picture of my son I had just posted before, because people were laughing. You want to make people laugh, because I was serious and I was not happy, so obviously I'm not gonna smile, because my comment was, I wasn't being negative, but I was just like letting them know,
you're being real.
I have this confianza, because I was gonna lose my mind in there. But you have to be real. You have to show everybody that you are a real person. I do shop at Walmart. People don't want you to feel like, oh, just because they're top money earners in the company, they don't do what I do, or they don't. I do go to Taco Bell. I eat Taco Bell, but I do take my fat fighters. And you can say that. You just have to be real, and people want to know that.
It's true. We're not perfect. And I love how you guys really talked about building relationships, because John Eric teaches us, liking. I know, Aaron, you're the liker of everything, and I love it. It's just giving a hug or giving a high five, and sometimes people need that relationships. When you like someone's picture, it feels good for them. So you guys completely did awesome. Thank you so much for your tips. I hope whoever is watching this, that you learned basically, how to work social media, definitely to be thoughtful, how to approach people, how to deal with negativity, how to open your network, and you're learning from 2 girls who went top 300 income earners within a year. So thank you girls so much. Is there anything else you want to add? You got to get on a call in like 5 minutes, so.
No. Just be thoughtful. That's one thing that has changed my business.
Be thoughtful.
And share your adventure. You go to the zoo, share that. People want to see you out having fun and enjoying your life, because that's what people want. They want more positive in their life. So if you're showing them that you have positivity in your life, then maybe that's a window. You're blitzing without blitzing, because they want to have positive. They want to be able to go to the zoo. So share your adventure and be thoughtful.
Awesome. All right, girls. Well, thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who listened. You guys have a great rest of your night, and make sure you get on the call that's starting at 9 with Erin and some of her awesome leaders.
It's going to be a good one.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.